people don't watch me or the videos I produce because I'm anything special, I know that. They watch me because I bother and have the common sense to look at what you're saying. I've got a lot of contact with people on threads, on Facebook, on June Slater Chief Gammon, on Facebook, on UK Politics Uncovered, 2 separate pages, on my Twitter feed, June Slater 17. So a lot of people talk to me on there, and messages. And the messages are that full now. I just respond to people who are asking for help on a particular issue. Sadly, over the years, I seem to be a bit of an expert on certain things. But that's only because the people they should be able to rely on aren't available or don't want to know, don't respond. MPs seem to think it's okay not to respond to emails or phone calls. I prefer ringing. What I do with MPs, if I want to get my point across, I ring when the office is shut and leave a message. Because the thing about contacting an MP, I don't want to know what they've got to say because most of it's tripe. I want them to know what I'm thinking. And there's only one thing, one weapon that you've got with MPs, and that's to threaten not to vote for them. So if there was an issue, I would always end the message. Just, you can write a bit of a script for yourself down if you get tongue-tied. Hi, give them my name. My name's June Slater, da-da-da-da-da. They don't have to listen to people from outside the constituency, but the way MPs actually handle their affairs is their SPAD or aide will take down messages from an answer phone and read emails, and they'll decide what gets filtered through that's important enough for the MP to see it. Now that's done by a number of ways. First of all, if you're abusive, you're in the bin. Secondly, if there's enough volume, you'll get talked about. So if you've got a problem, even if it's a local issue, if you get your friends and neighbours to email an MP on that same topic, they'll look at the one with the most volume because that's the one that's going to hit them the hardest. That means more people are taking notice of the fact your MP isn't taking any notice. So they're only interested in saving their own skin and getting back in the next time. That's their main goal. So you have to give them something to lose. So your emails or phone calls should end with, I can't support anyone or vote for anyone who doesn't support XYZ, whatever your issue is. That's just a tip on how to handle MPs. Because, unfortunately, unless you work like that, they generally don't listen to you. So, with me, when I ring an MP's office, I'm very polite. I know if you've seen my Twitter page, probably don't think I am. But I just give them my name and details. And then I just say to them, your stance, like for instance, I've been ringing them up about the WHO pandemic treaty. Do they fully understand the implications of giving away the sovereignty of the nation? Because generally they don't. And unless, if they're going to write back or tell me that they do understand it, yes, it's nothing to worry about, then for me, that is something to worry about. The fact that they think it isn't, that's your problem. Because they still talk down to us, don't they? They still think that they know better than us because they've got a seat in Parliament. They don't necessarily know better than us. I've tripped quite a few people up that didn't realise with Brexit that our nation had the greatest global reach. We did, because we had the former empire to fall back on: Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and all these other places that wanted to trade with Britain. They don't understand it. You've got a fishing minister that during Brexit didn't read the withdrawal agreement on fishing. You're telling me she read it on anything else? These people are inept. Don't be afraid of them. Don't be thinking, oh, I can't write to an MP, my spelling's not so good. It's not War and Peace. You're not getting marked. It's not your form teacher. Just get them told. Interact with them. At least make yourself a nuisance. That's what I'm a nuisance, aren't I? Make yourself a nuisance. They'll get rid of a nuisance. They won't get rid of someone they don't know about, will they? And then you give them food for thought. Because if say, 25 people have emailed on a topic that's local, say, then the SPAD will say, oh, we've had a few emails on this today, and it'll draw his attention to it. That's how it works. And what I tend to do, if I want to get their attention, I'll send the same email 4 times during that day at different times, and I'll change the title on it so that it doesn't get in a spam folder. I'll change the title. And if you want to get their attention, if it's a If it's a Labour MP, put make number 10 red. They'll read that, put that as a title. And if it's a Tory MP, put keep number 10 blue. That's a belter of a title. They always open them because they think, oh, that's good, a supporter. So you draw them in that way and get them to read your email. And remember, when you email an MP, it's not about getting a response. Don't bother about getting a response. Chances are you won't get one. And if you do get one, and it's not agreeing with what you've said, flick it back over the net, send a return email, just by saying, I'm sorry, you have not convinced me. My opinion stays the same and I will not be voting for you. You see, the thing is what MPs do, if you write to them over a topic and they write back with something completely different and you don't contact them again, they tick you up as a convert. All right, we've sorted that out. But they haven't, have they? They haven't sorted you out at all. You're still sat there just as frustrated as you were before you wrote to them. So if you get a letter back that doesn't agree with what you said, you just, a nice quick one, flick it back over the net. I'm sorry, I do not agree with what you've said. You haven't convinced me. I can't vote for someone who thinks like this. And just word it simplistically. Keep your emails as short as you can. Don't make it War and Peace. Don't make it some big long thing. People send me, oh, I've sent this to me, MP. Christ, how many hours do they think he has in a day? Don't make it War and Peace. If you've got several problems, then send several emails. Keep them succinct. One paragraph is enough. My emails are seldom more than a paragraph, about the size of a Twitter, maybe a bit longer. Make it something that they can get through fast. That's another attraction if you're going to email MPs. Because, you know, that's the way I do. I mean, I write every day. I still do. I always have. Pain in the backside. But I have had responses from people even who aren't in my constituency, because sometimes I've just, you know, pricked a chord. My favourite, as I say, is to ring the constituency office when they show. That way you don't have to interact with the SPAD, you don't have to interact with the MP, you can say what you want calmly. Keep it short, obviously don't make it too long, but you get it off your chest to them. It's about you telling them what you think, not about you being fed propaganda from what they think. We're not interested in that. The last thing I want from an MP is a reply unless it agrees with me. So I don't care if I don't get a reply, because he'll have another one tomorrow. And actually, surprisingly, I've only been blocked by 2. There were Labour MPs, but I've only been blocked by 2. That's just a few tips on how to email people like MPs who don't take any notice of you. And hopefully one or two of you, I mean, it's just for future information, this, but that's the way to do it.